Hello, is anybody there? Just waiting for people to show up. Fucking sick of it, guys. Fed up. Gotta get some coffee. Make a little live for you guys. Doing this at about 9:30, almost 10 in the morning. I woke up again, and just why? Just go back to sleep. What am I doing in this existence? There's nothing here. It's just the same thing. You do stuff that you don't want to do, and you're forced to not have the things that you really want. And it's stupid. That's why you shouldn't have kids. But, yeah, nobody thank my parents for bringing us here. It's not our fault. We, uh, we were forced into this existence. Nobody really cares if we starve in the gutter. It's just be a good slave or you die. That's it. And we're all gonna die anyway. So, see, the funny part is the abundance is here, guys, but nobody wants to just enjoy it. And it's like, oh, you gotta work hard. And you get why? Why can't we just help each other and what's necessary to survive? Which is simple. I mean, people have been doing that for ages before there got so many people on the earth. Because of the people that keep having sex and the corruption that just evolved over the ages, people have always been, you know, surviving and getting by just fine. But the moment that you start trying to, you know, have everything for yourself, you become selfish, and then it's like, yeah, I want it all for myself, and I don't really care. I mean, just what it help is if as long as I'm happy, you know. And it's just, and then everybody gets like that because there's three people manage to actually and they get that way through swindling, right? It's like get everybody horny, so they'll keep bringing more slaves. It'll be harder and harder to get noticed, harder and harder for make people think that you're actually worth something. You can actually live a decent life on this earth before you pass away from it. And it's just like there's this force that just doesn't want us to survive. It's like consciousness. I've heard people say, oh, we build, God destroys. Well, I think it's more like we fuck each other. And if there is a God, he's probably just laughing his ass off how we can't just get along. That's what it really is. I mean, because it's just, what if we're God and we're tied to that? And we're just making poor use of that in a dense reality that we've been forced into. That's hell, where you can't get people to think that you're worth anything, whatever you do. I mean, because of your race or your looks or your religion or whatever, which is all BS anyway. There's only one truth, and it's consciousness, and it's what we make of it. And we're making a crappy reality because, like I say, people get corrupt, and they start doing all these things that they just fucking don't really care if it hurts the other person, because it just they don't give a fuck. I mean, it's like, yeah, I just want this. This is mine, and I shall have it. And I don't really give a fuck if it's gonna hurt somebody else. I mean, as long as I'm comfortable. And these people are just striving their whole lives. They go crazy. They do stupid things. They end up in prison. They end up in fucking insane asylum or whatever, just because they couldn't tolerate the meaninglessness anymore. Because it is meaningless when you're a decent person. Because I believe we're all fundamentally decent, and I believe we also have evil inside of us as well. We got both. I mean, but it's just, the evil comes out when the people try to take everything for themselves, and it's like, what about me? And you got it set up to where I can't succeed, and failure is almost inevitable. People are going to, of course, lash out, yeah. And that's why we got all these wars and people quitting their work and offering themselves, dare I say it. They've had it. There ought to be parents standing over them. You brought them here. It's like, oh, why can't you handle everything? Why you brought me here? Oh, but you're being disrespectful. Oh my God. It's like we're forced in this world with all this corruption that we can there's no way we can possibly fucking get around it. It's ridiculous reality. And I just don't see the point. If we live in a world where everybody helped each other, then go ahead and have kids. I mean, life is already hard enough, but you know, you make it even harder than it has to be. There's no point in having kids. People are just gonna keep suffering. People are just gonna keep making things difficult for themselves. I mean, it's not these other people. They get to laugh and kick back while the other people suffer. It's it just doesn't make sense to bring a child into a world like that didn't ask to be born and then ask them to just deal with all this until they die, just be a slave. It's stupid. It's the dumbest existence I can imagine. I mean, I would rather be walking on hot coals probably than having to live in a world my whole life. I mean, it's just as long as it wasn't for no more than like 5 seconds. I could handle it for like 5 seconds, guys. Ow, ooh, there, okay. God, it's hot. Oh my God. Okay. 5 seconds, yeah. I can handle 5 seconds. Imagine having to do that forever, though, guys. But it is obvious that we live in a world of slavery for the higher masses that just do whatever they please while everybody else suffers, basically. That is an absolute BS existence. There's a why would it change? I mean, they're gonna fix it every time you start to hone in on them. I mean, not sure if a whole mass of people united against them, yeah, they might be able to take them down, but they gotta fix to where every time you get close to an answer, it slips away. They try to, it's like, oh, wait a minute, you know, this, that, and the other. You can't get to them. They're all hidden, and you know, to where you can't ever fucking get to what's really happening. These people will believe anything, and they know that people will believe anything. And so, and there's never going to be any change, because people are just going to go right on kissing ass and sucking dick and not realizing the truth. And the truth is that we're all just here to be slaves and make these other people rich while everybody else gets poor and miserable and doing crazy things because they're sick of not being able to do simple things to live in this world. You can't even have the basic needs, you know? And that's just, there's no point in living life like, well, you can't even have what you need, then there's no point in living. You completely remove the entire meaning of life. Vanilla Kit says hi. Thank you for subbing. Guess we got somebody here. Only took 10 minutes or so. Like and double tap the screen. Anyway, I always like everything I listen to. I mean, even if I don't listen to it, I'd like it. You know, my main people that I subscribe to. These things flash on the screen. I was going to put a Q&A on there, but it went off before I had a chance to. I mean, give me some time to see it. Anyway. Got a like, thank you. Among Us, thank you. Well, this world is humongously miserable. That's for sure. We live in a world that's just based off of, you know, I got this little handkerchief in front of me. I've shown it to you in my videos before. It says freedom is not free. Oh yeah, freedom is an illusion. There's no freedom when you're having to slave away for a piece of paper your whole life. That's BS. Everything is BS, guys. It's just brainwashing. It's so obvious that we live in a corrupt world, and we got a like. Thank you, 3 people. What is this? And it's so obvious that we live in a world that's part of just being a slave and just kissing ass, really. And it's dumb. It shouldn't be that way. Okay, let me read this. Vanilla Cat says, I like the Q&A. I'ma invite someone when I have a friend or a second amount. Okay. Whatever. What is that? Looks like fish hooks with a fish or something. Anyway. I don't know, guys. I don't see the point in living in a world where you just gotta wake up and do the same thing that you probably don't even want to do it. Now, if you actually have something you actually want to do, then good. But even that can be a problem because sometimes become stressful, or they try to pull things on you like they did with me, and just you get stressed out because you care about it and you need it, and you don't want to go back to things were the way they were before, and even that can get you fucked up. I mean, the world is always pulling things. The pandemic, your coworkers do something, and then you got to pay for it. I've had to deal with that a lot because they're worried about safety. I couldn't listen to my music anymore. I couldn't just overtime, just it's always something, you get a job, it's too far, or you got to go far, too far, you get tired of it, or it doesn't pay enough, or the people suck, or it's the hours suck, or you get too, you can't fucking handle two or three jobs because they just too far away from each other. I don't know, something. And you got these kids, and it's like, why would you want to have kids on top of what you're already having to deal with? Oh, because it's a thing to do. Well, why? Why are you doing that to yourself? I mean, why, if life could be better, then yeah, but there's no point in going through all that if you're not gonna be happy yourself. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it makes sense to the people, the money sense to these corrupt people. It doesn't make sense, the regular sense to the people that are just wanting peaceful lives. That's why I hate this world, and it sickens the fucking bejesus out of me, and I'm fed up with it, because it's just, what can I do? It's, one person can't do anything. But if everybody was to unite against it, maybe then people would just fucking, grow a pair and say, look, we can't do anything anymore because there's too many people here that are just not, they just dropped everything they're doing and they won't go by our little corrupt system anymore. It's like, I don't know. Because they want everybody to be fighting with each other over the stupidest things while they profit and laugh at it. I think they could easily help the homeless, and they got all these millions and billions. And money's man-made illusion anyway, guys. It's all numbers. Why does our life have to be dictated off of that? And they could easily just give it to the people that need it, and just everybody help each other and enjoy the abundance. And, just have one person come in one day, or another, or everybody just do their own thing. Why do we got to have all these factories and warehouses? Things were going just fine before all these corporations existed. And if we got to have corporations, fine, but why does it got to be just one person doing all this work? It's just all these games they play with. The decent people got to work their butts off, and the lazy people, they usually get off pretty well, because it's like, oh, the good guy will take care of it, and then they just laugh and play games on the side, and then there you are slaving and doing everybody else's work, and then you get upset. It's like, oh, he's fired because he's stressed, but all these lazy people, they get to stay because, we like them. That's why you can't get a job at a job interview. They ask these stupid questions like, oh, why do you want to work here? I need a job. But you can't say this. Like, well, because it's nice distance. You might be able to say things like that, but all they really want to hear is, oh, I love working, and I want to wake up early, and you got to say stupid stuff like that. I don't know what the hell they want you to say at those interview guys. They got people tell you, it's like, oh, we're going to give you this, and then they don't get, you wait, and then they don't call or nothing, and then they finally refuse you weeks later. And then you do get a job, and then they lay you off, or they always just can't. It's stupid. Everything is a scam. It's rigged. The more I think about it, it's like, I got to do something to take my mind off of it, and then it always comes right back again. And it's just, But it's just, there's nothing I hadn't said that any of the other guys on here hadn't said, and we just wake up and do the same crap every day. That's it. We wake up to do the same stupid BS every day. And why? Because of corruption, and because of them stimulating society, quote unquote society, to keep procreating and bringing more slaves into it, while they just make us rich, and then they get more misery. Look at all these people that don't know what the fuck's going on. They start to realize, it's like, oh, come over here, look at this. Oh, look at this, we're going to give you this raise here. Or, oh, look, people just can't see what's really going on. And even if they did see, it's like, oh, well, that's life. People are so indoctrinated into the system, and they don't want to try to just fix anything. It's really ridiculous, guys. It's just, I can't believe what's going on in this world. It's always been this way, but it's more obvious now than ever, with all the technology and all the population and just inflation, people living with their parents and everything. And it's just, if you have something that you actually like, do it, but try not to get too serious about it, because you might even end up losing it because you get too stressed about it. Because you want it, and you want to keep it, and that makes you lose it. It's like you got to pretend like you don't care, even though you have to act like you care, but mentally and physically, you still got to, while you're actually doing the work, you got to act like you don't care, so you get too stressed about it. And then when people come by, it's like, oh, I love this job, and everything's fake. It's all fake. And once you see it, it's like, this is stupid. Why do we live like this? Why don't we just help each other? Well, ego. People got to feed that ego. People do I want to fight. I want to go to war. I want to show how tough I am. I don't give a fuck how tough you are, man. I don't care about, people don't care how rich you are. People don't care what job you have. People don't care how hard you work. Nature doesn't give a fuck about that. Animals are going to eat each other. That's all we really do these things for, is the basic needs. People thinking that we owe them something for bringing us here or giving us a job. We got to do all this stuff now, and yeah, whatever. Why? Why is life got to be like that? Life is already hard enough. I mean, it's just, sure, if everything was a vegetarian, it'd be nice, but still, animals have to eat each other as it is, so that right there shows that this is an absolute hell realm with people. If that sort of thing is going to be going on, why does that got to happen? Why is it got to be that way? At least the thing is out of its misery. It doesn't have to be eaten again. The other thing gets to survive to eat something else, right? We're not going to die anyway. If you're not going to gain something consciously from this experience, there's no point in being here. Because it's just too damn much of a pain in the ass if you're not going to find ways to, it's just coping, and find ways to cope with it. It shouldn't be that way. Find ways to make it mean something in your life. Mean something in your existence. If there is anything beyond this existence. I mean, I don't remember anything before this existence. We're just here. We're just forced here. Alright, give me a second, guys. Let me read some comments. Okay, Vanilla says 3 people are watching. Well, yeah. Brain loading, whatever that is. I basically stopped caring, so have I. But we still gotta pretend like we care. So Ghost Society says Francis. And that's what the other comment was. Sorry, but I don't really care. It's just, people can tune in as many as they want, but try to make this a little longer. I know it's this is that time of day when people either might be still sleeping or working, or if I do it in the morning, it's like that, and if I do it in the afternoon, people might be doing other things. If I do it in the evening, people might be eating or watching something. If I do it at night, people might be sleeping. So don't, just go live anytime. I've had like 20 people at one time. I think one time, whatever. Who cares? It's just, I'm tired of life. I'm tired of, if life has got to be that way where all we do is slave for these rich, corrupt people that don't give a fuck about us. And that's not the kind of existence I would want to be in. I certainly wouldn't want to bring a child into it. And these people, it's like, oh, it'll bring my life meaning if I have a child. Whatever. This is just going to suffer too. But, oh, my child's going to do this or that. No, they're probably not. I don't think so. They're probably just going to have to go through what you went through, if not worse. If they have it any better, then good, but probably won't be much better. Everything is set up that way to where you just got to basically just scrape by. If you manage to get a hold of anything that makes you happy, then good, but it probably won't last. And there's only a few people that are going to be, they got that way because they were stingy and they were corrupt and they were just, it's like, let's dilute everybody and make everybody think that life is great, and then bam, we hit them. Then we get rich. That's how we profit of all the misery. If that's not it, then what is it, guys? Look at all these people fighting and doing the same stupid thing that they don't like every day. Just because They gotta survive, living paycheck to paycheck. You try to say something about it, and you get on here and say something about it, or anything. And in real life, even, it's like, oh, that's life. Black hole, that's life. Yeah, I know that's life. That's why I'm bitching about it, because I'm sick of it. Well, then you're just weak, black hole. Oh my God. That's what I'm talking about, guys. This is stupid. Oh my God, what the fuck are we doing in this world, guys? Why can't we just get along and help each other? It's so easy. Go with the flow and do what's necessary to survive until we get out of here. Because for some reason, because, mommy and daddy fell in love and got horny, just, all this stimulus in the world and your body reacting, boom, you're here. Now you get all horny feelings. Now you're supposed to procreate and continue the cycle and, keep the system going. And it's like, wait a minute, I don't want to do that. Look at how much my life sucks. I don't want anybody else to go through it. And then it's like, no, you should want to have kids. I don't want to have children, man. This is stupid. This is a stupid existence. And if it's going to be like this, I'm not bringing someone here. These parents, they don't even have any money and they still have kids. And it's like, oh my God. And it's like, why don't you respect me? Or why, they can't provide for them. And it's like, why don't you appreciate me? It's like, oh my God, I'm next to be born. You can't even take care of me. You just know that's going on in the world. And if it ain't, then why do we got all these things and it's just all these rules and policies and laws and everything to keep people in line so they don't kill each other? They lock away in prison. Even in prison, they probably put a roof over your head and they feed you. And rather than being on the street, people are getting arrested for sitting in their car. Or just trying to, because they can't afford a place to live. They can't afford a house. They can't afford a fucking apartment or anything. Their parents' house, they threw them out. I don't know what the fuck goes on. Just even the things that I know go on, it's stuff even worse. People living out in the woods and all this crap. I've seen it. Like, what in the hell is this, man? You get all this stuff in the world and all this abundance, and people are living out in the woods and crap like that. It just goes to show that they have truly made a system that is based off of a piece of paper, being a slave to it. Otherwise, you can't have what you need. Now, what the fuck are you doing bringing a kid into that? Because I'm in love and it's just life, or I just don't realize it, and it's the thing to do. It'll bring my life meaning. Yep, asshole, they're gonna suffer. Ooh, how dare you say, yeah, well, what are you gonna do about it? Smack me in the... Oh my God, that hurt. Yeah, let's fight. That'll make everything better. Let's go to war, spend all that money, get people killed, and that'll just fix things and makes us even richer. Oh my God, this is a stupid world, guys. It doesn't have to be a stupid world, but we make it that way. The world has always been what we make of it. And this world is already a pile of crap anyway, with all the stuff you got to go through with survival. So why are you making it even harder than it has to be? All right, let me read some comments. Got some long comments. Okay, let me put this down. Let me read this. Drinking this coffee here. Wish I had something else, but I have no way of getting it. My father, I asked him to go get me something else. I hadn't done it. These people, I don't know what I'm fucked, guys. I don't know what to do. On YouTube, says Francis. Francis UD says, yeah, man, I'm just scraping by 2, feeling like a freaking livestock myself. Fucking livestock myself, yeah. Well, I can understand where you're coming from. A lot of people are going through this. We are all livestock in some sense, except they don't kill us like what they do with pigs, cows, sheep, etc. Well, they're killing us. They're just doing it more humanely. Let's put it that way. Humane. It's a joke. Yeah, very funny. I'm not laughing though. I only laugh when something really is funny, and it's funny because it's true. And I listen to these people ranting about life, and it's funny because I know how right they are. It makes me laugh. It's like, God, this life sucks, and this guy here knows it, and I'm listening to him. Look at the crap on my phone. Okay, let's start myself. Francis UD says one shouldn't procreate unless she has decent health and wealth. Yes. It is horrifying, horror, terror, unscrupulous, rapist, torture, dehumaning, abuse. See, that's the thing, guys. They want you to feel like crap, and then they treat you like crap for reacting to it. And they set it up that way on purpose. It's done that way intentionally. Now, God or whatever, like I say, what if we're all just God and we're just using His power in a bad way, and He's just, letting us, everything is free will consciousness. I mean, a lot of people think there's this God that's just sitting there laughing at them in the sky or whatever while they suffer. I mean, I think it's more like we're bringing everything on ourselves, and these people have fixed it to where they do anything about it. They, like I say, they want you to feel like crap, and then you get in trouble for reacting to it. Or they fix it to where you got thoughts in your head from the repetitiveness of daily life, and it's just sometimes that's where the mental breakdown comes from, because you got all the crap that you've been through in your life and all the monotonous of everyday life, and it just goes through your head and the stuff around you is annoying. Like, the coworkers may be bothering you, the equipment may be malfunctioning, or the hours may be long. It's just, and that's how people have mental breakdowns. And it's like, oh my God, why are you upset? What happened? They sit you back in that little room. The human resources, right? How many people had to deal with that? It's like, oh my God, why are you acting like that? And then they send you home or whatever, and then they might fire you. And you're just tired of the monotonousness and the thoughts and trying to. And it's like, okay, well, you just like I say, you got to try to act like you don't care, and and within, emotionally and mentally. And then when your manager walks by, you got to pretend like, oh my God, smile, yeah, I love this job. And then you got to go back to pretending like you don't care again. It's all fake. Because you know that it sucks, and everybody around you knows that it sucks. But they're not going to make no profit unless you're slaving away. Even though they could easily make a system where it's, better for the people, and they could probably still make the same profit. So that right there goes to show how evil people can be. Because it's like, yeah, we could do that, but you be a man and deal with it. Parents are like that too. Like, oh well, yeah, well, I brought you here, and I did take care of you, and that's life, man. You deal with it. Work is work. My father said that before. Man, work is work. All these, he knows about the stuff I do on here on YouTube, and he was sitting there one day and was like, oh yeah, work is work. All these people on YouTube are crazy. Work is work. And yeah, you would say something like that. It just goes to show that they really don't care about how we feel and how things could be. They just want us to make them rich and manager walking around like they own the place, in their suit and tie or their straight jacket, if you're wearing a warehouse, one of those vest things or whatever, And they just, it's like, how you doing today? And you got to be like, yeah, good to see you. And these people coming up behind you in your cubicle or your place that in the warehouse or whatever, and it's like, oh, did you do this right? Yeah, we did it right. You got to act all nice about it. You can't get upset about it. You can't get upset about anything. And like I say, the world, it could be easier, it could be better, but it won't be, because they don't want us to be happy. They want the system, society, these people, they want us to be miserable. It's like they want us to be miserable. They know they could, or they're that dumb that they don't even realize that things could be better. You just know that you're just sitting in little rooms like, how can we fuck up the world more this time, this year, this week? How was your weekend coming back from work? Yeah, it was great. I got work to do, but I got to act like, oh, it's just I had a good time. I went to the concert. I went to the park. It was, yeah. Can I get to work now so I can go home and not get anybody hurt and get this over with? So I can go home and hopefully have some time to myself before I have to get up and do it again. But you can't say that, though. You're thinking it, but you can't say it. Oh, my God. Vela says, I'm back, dude. I didn't know you went anywhere. She has decent health and wealth. I read that one. I think purpose, torture, dehumaning, abuse. I'm trying to remember. Francis UD says, yeah, imposing unnecessary suffering to exert dominance. That's always about, me. Go to church, worship me. I'm the manager. I hired you. You appreciate me. Me. It's always about me. Profit me. Not about someone just helping somebody out, and so that everybody can be happy, which could easily, I assure you guys, could easily be accomplished. Now, yeah, each other, so what? That's life. That is life. That really is life. I mean, animals have to eat each other. I'm sorry. There's not. The only way we can stop, that is just to not procreate. Yes, but I'm telling you guys, the world does not have to be about just profiting one person. It just or one person being in charge and all that, and having to slave to a piece of paper. It doesn't got to be like that. We just help each other. Do what's necessary to survive. We all got to eat. Some of us like to drink. Well, just why don't we all just set up our own little stuff? I assure you that we could all probably set up all these things in our backyard. I've seen those things that make beer and stuff. Like if we want beer, we could probably make our own beer, set up our own little factory where we live. In the old days, they do stuff like that. If we want clothes, we could set up our own tailor shop, I bet, and we have our own. All this stuff is based off of money. Buddy, the factory has all this stuff coming into it all the time, or the warehouse and everything. You could probably have everybody having their own little ways of doing things. All this electricity. I mean, it costs electricity. Why can't everybody just have electricity without it having to cost something? Why can't we have a society where everybody has their own private little clothes shop or beer shop or ice cream shop or just anything? Food. Just make their own food, grow their own food. That's probably how people used to live. There's probably people that lived on this earth that we don't even know about. But we live in a world that's just the exact opposite of that. It's like you come here, do this that you don't want to do, and spend all your time on it, and you probably don't even have any time for yourself. You make all the money in the world, but you can't. How are you supposed to enjoy life when, it's obvious that it's rigged, and don't tell me these people are going to be like, oh, I don't realize that the world's like that. It's just the way it is, and well, you know exactly what you're doing. And you just that's how evil people are. It's obvious they want you to suffer. That's what I'm trying to say. It's obvious. They got it set up to where you can't rebel against they fuck you up. The police will come get you. You can't get a hospital unless you have the insurance. And I don't know. I don't because if the house burns down, it's like, oh well, that's kind of a thing. Like, oh well, that's the way it is. I don't know if they'll charge you for that. And you can still go to church for free, and that's supposed to make everything better. It's made this way on purpose, guys. They want everybody to get horny and keep bringing slaves into the system. They can just sit and laugh at everybody's misery that they cause on purpose. It's an evil existence, and it doesn't have to be, but they make it that way. Got some more comments from Francis. I love to win-win arguments. I don't like to have to argue, period, but people love fighting, man. That's why people do all these things. They want fighting, they want to conquer each other, they want to win over each other. So yeah, I can understand why you'd feel that way, but I just wish everybody would get along. Okay. Francis UD says, agreed, we create our own hell of misery ourselves. Yep. It's heading. What does heading mean? It's still relatively easy to live off-grid in the States, but not so in Asia. To live off-grid in the States. Also, we can get away with it here more because we're free, and Asia gets to get away with stuff. Or no. Asia doesn't get to get away with stuff because it's even worse there. That's what you're saying. Oh. The whole world has gone to crap, man, and it's just going to get worse. That's what I think. Pink Dostoevsky says, one has to create one's own life, Black. No one is coming to our rescue. We must accept what is this society, but we don't have to accept it for ourselves. That's what I'm saying. I mean, everybody needs to live their own life. Find ways to deal with things. I mean, it's hard to find it in this world the way it is, but yeah, I know what you're saying, man. Yeah. Francis UD says, so long as you own lands, or if you can find unclaimed lands, right? Pink, I'm just going to call you Pink. Pink says, y'all there have it. so much worse than so many other countries. The insurance thing, for one, very nasty stuff. Well, it's bad everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's going to be something. Francis UG says, I mean win-win, mutually beneficial argument, not arguments. Come on. Oh, okay, whatever. I didn't mean to misunderstand you. Pink says, free, low black. Y'all ain't free. Of course we're not free. There's no freedom in the world. What I meant is, I'm being sarcastic, man. The we're so free. We're so free over here, quote unquote free, that we can afford to have things not quite as bad as everybody else because we got checks and balances. It's bullshit, man. You know I'm kidding. You know I'm being sarcastic about that. You know me. It's all bullshit, man. When there's no freedom in the world, there's, like I say, this little napkin here that says freedom is not free. Well, the freedom is an illusion, man. The abundance is there, and all we got to do is help each other. That's it. That's it. That's all we got to do. It's so easy. But people like to complicate things. The ego likes to complicate things. The mind likes to complicate things, and it fucks everybody's emotions up, and then they get stressed, and then we got all the fighting. It's like we got to prove that we're worth something. We're America. Everybody come to America, the melting pot, and everybody else needs to be like, oh, we're not like that. We're not as good as they are. We can't afford as much crap. There's all crap and all this stuff about Trump wanting to take over Greenland. It's stupid. It's arrogance. It's everybody's trying to be better than everybody else. Like, oh, we're wonderful, and I just fuck that. Why don't we just help each other? And why doesn't everybody just become one and just rise against all this corruption? That's what I'm trying to say. That's all it is corruption, guys. But anyway, I've been ranting here for well over half an hour now. Pink says, gotcha. Of course I'm not. You know that I'm kidding around. No, we're free. We're wonderful. We're America, the land of the free and home of the brave, man. Let's give me a break, man. Things are more crappy than they've been in a long time. And the funny part is, they've always been crappy. We had depression. We had, the baby boomers had a little bit of a time there. And even then, there was, it's always something, the Cold War, the Kuwait War back in the 90s or whatever. There's something going on in the world. We've been at war with, all that Iraq stuff and everything over there for, 20 years. And there's always something happening in the world. People love to just, they love drama. And they love to laugh at, oh yeah, we made it through this. Or like, oh, look at all this hard work I did, and I'm happy, I'm so proud of myself. They love that. I got a job that pays well. I mean, if you ever manage to have that, and it's the right place, the hours are good, pays well, the people are good, the work is good, benefits and vacation, everything is there. I get to even wear what I want. The equipment's good, everything. Everybody wants that, right? But even when you have it, it can be hard to keep a hold of it because they might throw something at you months later after you've been working. I mean, that happened to me. And of course, everybody was affected by the pandemic. And it's just, I worked in a freezer for 4 years and it's just all too much overtime. I try the things. I got money. As long as you have money. You have no money, you can't do anything. It's always about, just like me making this live for you guys, it's about making sure you say the right things and try to help people. And, that's all life really is just trying to find some meaning and trying to keep moving forward in some way. And if we have children, now they get to go through all that, because now we get to take care of them and bring somebody else into this, madness. It is madness. But no, that's being negative. You're supposed to be like, no, life is great, and I'm happy to go to work and help people, do the same thing every day. Oh, that's not the same thing every day is different. I'm in a better mood today. I slept well, and I'm motivated now, and that's what it's about. You got to stay in that, whatever happens, you got to stay in that mindset of just, yeah, life's great, even though what? What are you talking about? Life's great, man, period. It's great. Whatever happens, it's great. Even if an animal is ripping its skull out, it's still great. That's how you gotta be. That's how you gotta be. No matter what happens, you gotta be like, yeah, it's great. Oh well, yeah, that's life, and I'm happy with life. I love life. It's great. I love working all day, and I love my car giving out. Now I get to go to the car shop and have these people put stuff in it again. I love getting the mail every day and seeing all these bills, and I get to pay them. I love. Oh God, life's great. That's how you gotta be. And if you're not like that, then you're gonna suffer. It's inevitable. And that's what they want. They want you to suffer. They want you to. They want you to. I mean, it's either that or you go around like a little drone and you're just happy about everything, no matter what it is. It could be anything. Falling through the sky. Oh, I forgot my parachute. I don't care. Yeah, I'm gonna die, but that's okay. At least I get some wind in my face. You can't be negative about anything without being judged and being thought of as someone that he's just trying to disrupt the system that we created. And it's like you said earlier, it's like you got to find your own way in life, and it's hard to do that when everything's, you got to find ways to make money. That's all it is. You have no money, you can't do anything. It takes money to do everything. It takes money to even get on the internet and make these videos. It's just as crazy as the rum go. And if you want to have kids, fine, but they're just going to probably suffer. It's like a 95% chance they're going to suffer. The other 5% are the ones that are just going to somehow get through it. And you just got to be so fake every day and act like life is great no matter what you're going through. And it's some people get tired of that. After a while, people get tired of that. I mean, it works for a while, sure, but after a while, and I'm tired of this. But you gotta, oh no, I'm not tired of it. Yeah, you're gonna get tired of it. There's gonna be a point where you're tired of being tired. And then what? Oh, no. You gotta try not to off yourself. Try not to do anything rash. Anyway, let me read some comments. Let's see. Got a lot of comments here. Francis says Greenland is such a wasteland. Why the heck Grandpa Trump wants it? You got Alaska already? Come on. What is that? Pink says Greenland is actually beautiful. If you haven't been, don't judge. Okay. Francis says I never said Greenland isn't beautiful. Yeah, unless you live in the wilderness like a barbarian. Like Moses? Yeah. Or John the Baptist? Okay, it's more appealing. Okay. You guys are just talking. Oh, life is great. Oh, life is beautiful. Grateful to be alive. Yeah, right. That's what I was saying. Yeah, it's great, man. I'm so happy to be making this live for you guys. It's such a privilege. Oh God, this is the greatest day of my life, man. I'm gonna dance and sing out in the street, man. This anyway. Pink says, what a bizarre world that paper controls everything. Paper, that's all it is paper with marking on it. And you try to put something else on it, and you counterfeit it, and then they'll throw you in prison. Oh God, and well, it's fake, man. No, it's real. No, it's fake, man. Tired of this shit, too, man. It's all tired. I'm tired of it. We've been on for over 45 minutes, so we got 4 likes. Appreciate it. So let me see. Anything else that I want to rant about? Want to try to make a pretty decent live for you guys today. Don't know when I'm going to go live again, and anybody have anything on their minds? Starting to feel the urge to end it soon. Let's see here. Anything else? I think that's about it. So I'm going to end it in about a couple minutes. Anything else on anybody's minds? Take care, y'all. Thanks, Black. Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks for coming to my 161st live. Thank you very much. I am going to end it here in a second, guys. Anybody have anything you want to say? For the last minute of the live, I'm going to mute myself, and I'll just read comments and respond if anybody has anything. And yeah, I'm going to end it about a minute. So I think that's about it. Yeah, man, be reasonably selfish. You got to be selfish in this world. Okay, I'm gonna mute myself and end in about a minute, and I'll see if anybody has any comments. And thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Okay, guys, I'm in it. See you next time. Bye.